I read this somewhere. Every saree represents or tells a story about the people and the society around it. That's so true, right? Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to another brilliant episode of Pay It Forward. Today's episode is going to be all about the oldest garment known to mankind, and that is the saree. Did you know that sarees have been in existence for more than 5,000 years? The first mention of the saree that we wear today is in the Rig Veda about 3000 BC. Honestly, my relationship with the saree has been very patchy. When I was young, I used to watch my mom drape the saree in like less than a minute, and I used to wonder about all the colors and all the designs and everything, and I couldn't wait to grow up and be able to wear that saree myself. And then I actually grew up physically. Mentally तो हम बड़े ही नहीं हुए हैं और कभी होंगे भी नहीं. So I grew up, and the first time I wore that saree, oh my god, I had safety pins everywhere. And imagine my surprise when my mom told me कि बेटा सेफ्टी पिन्स की ज़रूरत ही नहीं होती है, अगर आपने सही से बांधी है ना तो बिना सेफ्टी पिन्स के भी रुक जाएगी वो. एंड आई यूज्ड टू बी लाइक मम्मी ये गिर जाएगी. सो थैंकफुली वो नहीं गिरी. इट वाज आई थिंक इट वाज इन माय 12th standard and it was a farewell party and everything. So anyway, I became a little less enchanted with the garment as I grew up, because I was more comfortable in jeans and pajamas and everything. And even after I got married, I wore it only a handful of times. And it is only now that I have started to fall in love with sarees. I remember the most recent time that I wore saree was like Diwali of 2022. Yeah, that's not like really recent, but yeah, that was the last time I wore the saree, and I actually felt that I had grown into the garment. Finally, it is one of my mom's sarees and I carry it with me everywhere. I remember the first time that I wore it for a friend's wedding, and this last time that I wore it during the last Diwali, and I actually felt like, it had accepted me in a way. Which is why when I saw our guest for today on FB sporting her gorgeous sarees and looking even more gorgeous in them, I knew it was only a matter of time that I invited them for a chat. The star of today's video is Vedaprana Purakayastha, a social worker, an entrepreneur, a teacher and counselor with over 15 years of experience in community service through educational institutes, NGOs and personal outreaches, and her venture Vedas that promotes the handloom industry of India. Now before we get into today's video, remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you are notified whenever new videos are uploaded. Now let's get into it. Hi Vedaprana, thank you for coming to Pay It Forward, and thank you for agreeing to talk to me about all of your business ventures and about yourself. Welcome to Pay It Forward.
Thank you so much for having me.
I have a lot of questions prepared for you, but before we delve into that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Vedaprana and where you're from, what do you do, all of those things, and then we will delve into all your business ventures.
Sure. So I was born and brought up in Assam, Guwahati. Yeah, I did my schooling, college, masters from there, and I actually moved out of the state only when I got married, because I never wanted to live alone in hostel. I was very scared of hostel life. So I started my journey without my parents. Just after I got married, I moved to Bangalore. Then I have traveled to US and UK with my husband. Right. So that's when I started getting into groups and Facebook groups, and started taking interest in them only to keep myself busy. Right. I'm actually an MSc in statistics. So Facebook groups and whatever I do right now has nothing to do with my academic background.
Right.
So that's when I started getting into groups. I was a part of a food group, and then I started my own saree group, and that's when my journey began in 2015 with what all I'm doing right now.
Let's talk about Vedas now. How did you come to it, or how did it come to you? Where did you get this inspiration to start this group and something that has become so big right now, like pan India? So where did it start?
So the group was the Saree Saga. It was not Vedas. So I started the group just for flaunting purpose, so that women flaunt and likes, comments, and like just some entertainment at the end of the day. That was the goal, to be very honest. And when it was 1 year old, we realized that we have power to do beyond that.
Right.
So we started up taking small social works. Like, I won't call those social works as of now, but yeah, reaching out to the underprivileged in some ways or the other. Sometimes clothes, sometimes food. Sometimes celebrating with them. So that's how we started after we were 1 year old. And I found so much interest in all those things. Doing those type of activities, that I was working as a digital editor then with a startup.
Right.
I realized that my only interest and attention was going into those works and not in the job that I had. So I decided to do something of my own so that I can leave it my way. I don't have to report to anyone. So that's when I quit my job. And I remember I asked my husband if I should sell sarees, and he was like, okay. He was a bit confused whether to agree to it or not. So, and also my parents were not very happy about this idea. No one in the family was happy about the idea. But I thought this is one way to earn and invest my time in the things that I do. Right. That's when Vedas started after 2 years of the Saree Saga. So Vedas is my business venture. Saree Saga, which is now the She Saga, is a Facebook group. It's a community.
That's great. I think this is something that is very common to entrepreneurs everywhere. They want to work for themselves, and they want to derive that kind of specific joy that comes from doing something different and doing something that is good for them and for other people. So I completely agree with you on that.
You must be going through the same thing.
Yeah, exactly the same things. I remember my parents telling me, why are you quitting your job? It's such a good job. You are such a reputed pharmacy company. You're working in as a scientist. You want to quit that and become a writer? Writer earns practically.
I know. Even their concerns are also valid. Nothing to deny there.
Yes. All right. I want to know, what kind of challenges did you face? Like initially, like you said, of course there was pressure from the family or their concerns basically. What kind of other challenges did you face while setting up your business for the first time?
I won't be able to mention many challenges, as in my goal was not that big. I have always been a person who keeps working, and however it comes, I take it up. So I remember, to be very honest, I had 1 lakh savings, and I knew that okay, this is what I have. Itne mein itna hi milega, So I picked up around 64 sarees for 1 lakh rupees. That's how I started my business in 2017. So challenges I won't mention much, because with lots of expectations comes lots of challenges. I wanted to take it up as it comes to me. So it has been quite a smooth one. Of course, there have been hurdles here and there, but nothing to mention like that.
That's great. You were learning on the job basically. That's what you were doing. This is what I have, and let's start. Let's see what happens. Just dip our toes.
This is how I've been doing everything. Abhi itna hi hai, and this is what I can manage with this. So okay, let me try that out.
Acha, how many years has it been since Vedas became a proper business venture?
Yeah, it will be 6 years this May. 6 years this May.
All right. And what has been your biggest learning during these 6 years of running this business from scratch to now? What has been your biggest learning?
Learning is business is all about taking risks. Right. So the more risks you take, the more gains you have. Of course, you lose also a lot. What I have learned over the years, like when I look at myself now as a businesswoman and what I was in 2017, there are 2 different women standing in front of me.
Right.
So the first woman who started the business was, let me see how it goes. And this one is like, this is what I have, and I only know how to grow bigger and bigger from where I stand right now. That was not the goal when I started. The goal was to invest in the activities I like and just earn little bit for my pocket money. That was the goal.
Right.
Yeah. And now I know how I can, whatever I have, how I can make it even, how I can double that. What are the
Right.
things I can do? Honestly, I have not been able to do much as I have been planning, for last 2 years, maybe for some of the family crisis and, with a
And
young kid.
pandemic, of course.
Yeah, they take a lot of our time, honestly, a lot of, thought process goes there. So I have not been able to do as much, but somehow I'm very confident that maybe someday, it may take 10 years, but someday I will do whatever I have planned and, whatever I have thought of doing. So I'm kind of confident and calm that way.
That's actually pretty interesting, because that's exactly how I feel. When I started, I was like, okay, this is, probably not going to go somewhere. This is something that I
Right.
want to do, like, for the fun of it, or, just to give back to the community who has helped me, or, start paying
Yeah.
forward that way. But now, as in when I'm growing, I am reinventing myself. I'm trying out
Yes.
new things, and I am kind of changing my goals. Like, जो starting में यहाँ पे था, अब maybe that goal is over here, and a couple of years down the line it will be here. So that's
Exactly.
how the thought process goes, and I completely relate to it.
So glad to know that we are thinking on similar lines.
And once you spend so much time doing something of this scale, you do develop that kind of confidence that, no matter what, even if you have to take a break, or even if you have to go and focus on other things, within yourself that you will achieve whatever you have set out to achieve. That kind of confidence comes automatically, it comes into you.
Yeah, it's the faith in myself now that I know my job.
Right.
Of course, I take breaks very often, on and off. That also makes me sad, because I know with the competition all around, small breaks can be actually very difficult later. But it's okay. I mean, I cannot do much, right? The acceptance is all I have, honestly. I cannot do much. I cannot change my situation right now. So
Right.
I manage with what I have.
And this kind of understanding that your limitations, and your capabilities is something very important, and which comes only when you are doing those things on a regular basis. You understand, okay, this is something that I can do, this is something that I cannot do, and I cannot stretch myself so thin that I can't be everywhere at once, right?
Yeah, I can't be everywhere. Exactly. That's what I wanted to say.
That's
Prioritizing what that situation or moment demands. I have learned it very recently, but I'm glad that I did. Otherwise, I was being very stressed out. I'm not being able to do this, do that, and I have so many dreams, so many responsibilities. But right now, I'm quite calm.
Great. That's good to know. Acha, about your sarees, I love them, like absolutely love them. I keep seeing your pictures, sporting all the sarees. Where do you source your material from? Like, is it like all over India, or is it like proper authentic? Some places where you source your sarees from?
It's all over India, but my specialized area is Assam. I do have my own designs and my own fabric and own materials from Assam. Rest I procure when and where I like something, but all authentic.
Right.
Yeah, I don't deal in the powerloom stuff, except for linens. I do deal in linen powerloom stuff. There is also a reason, because the weaver was going through a huge crisis during the pandemic, and he had reached out to me, to help him sell a few sarees. I got a huge response from the community then. I think in 5 days I had booked 100 sarees for him in powerloom.
Wow.
So I don't deal that in much on powerloom, but that is the only powerloom source that I have. Otherwise, everything is handloom, all authentic. And I deal mostly in exclusive sarees.
Oh wow, that's brilliant, because I actually went and saw pictures of people who have been posting sarees, like the pictures of their sarees on your group as well, and your own sarees. So beautiful fabric and designs. I'm actually planning. I am a person who rarely wears sarees, and I have been seeing so many of your products that now I am excited to wear one. Like, एक तो मैं definitely लेने वाली हूँ.
I have heard it from so many people. I think this is my biggest achievement, from the business and the group, of course. So many people said that at least एक साड़ी आपका मुझे पहनना है. So I'm like, okay, that's all, that's what I want.
It is a huge achievement, because
it's a huge
sarees
achievement.
is now coming back into trend, because beach mein people have stopped wearing sarees. It's coming back into trend, and seeing all of your pictures, I'm like, एक तो definitely लेना है,
एक तो you must try. Yes, you must try it. I don't deal in georgettes and chiffons. Yeah, this is one thing I don't deal in. I mostly deal in cotton, silks and tussars. But you must try tussar. Now looking at you, I'm like imagining how you will look in a tussar.
Oh wow! Then you must recommend one, for me.
I will. I definitely will. You must go for one tussar. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Alright, now let's talk about the She Saga. Now, I want to know what is the purpose behind this group, and what are your intentions for this group for the future?
So the She Saga, like I said, it started as the Saree Saga to promote sarees in 2015. Right. And with time, we have done a lot of activities. We have worked with transgenders, we have worked with sex workers, we have had events on that. We generally do an annual event every year, every May. So we have worked with all of those people from all sections, women from all sections, to be honest. With time, what has happened is this, even the rule of the group was, which was actually made by me, was anything you write, you have to post it with a saree picture. So that was the rule that, I started the group with, because the idea was to promote sarees. The idea was nothing else. So you need a saree picture. But then with time, I realized that not everybody wears sarees, but everybody has something to contribute, A woman who is very good, probably just in the kitchen. Why not take up her recipes and do something for her? Or someone who is, good at singing, but probably cannot write good English. So, so give her a platform. So this is how we started, hobby days, where people can talk about other things other than sarees. So that's how it began. And at one point I realized that, I don't want to be confined to sarees alone. I want this platform to be every woman from every nook and corner of the world. So this is how we have trans women joining us. They joined us, they kept writing about their stories. There was a lot of awareness everywhere. We have HIV patient, we have worked with them. So the idea is to have a platform where everybody is welcome, where everybody has a right to talk, everybody has a right to voice their opinions. That's the idea. Magazine started much later.
That's good. It's actually pretty nice, because yesterday I was looking at your page and I saw like more than 75,000 people have joined the She Saga, and I'm sure you have like people from those early days as well right now also, like 2015 में जिन्होंने join किया था, they are still there, sharing their stories. That's huge. And to have a platform where anyone can just come and talk about their stories and talk about whatever they like doing and everything. That's good. It's pretty amazing.
The idea is to give a voice to women. People like us, women like us, we have the courage and confidence to say it loud on social media. Right. But there are women who don't. There are women who are scared, that they'll be judged or they'll not be able to express what they think. So if I write for them, if I write a story, if I write a story that anyone out of those 75,000 members can connect with, I will receive a message from that woman. Didi, you are talking about me. So my stories or whatever I try to express are very random stuff, picking up from here, there, everywhere. Just to make at least one person connect with it and to realize that she is not alone.
Right.
Because they won't write about it on social media, they won't talk about it with anyone else. But then when they read, so they can connect and just giving them this, confidence that okay, we are all there with.
This is something that we don't think about often enough, because हम लोग बोल सकते हैं. हम लोग लिख सकते हैं, हम अपनी स्टोरी शेयर कर सकते हैं, but there are people out there who do not have the confidence or the courage to kind of put themselves out there. Yeah, definitely.
And if you go by our data, and if you try 100 women, I can bet my life on this 80 won't be able to talk. Only 20 will be coming up and sharing their problems and all. So this is I think is the biggest problem that we are facing. Though it looks like on social media that women are so vocal these days, so open about how they feel, but actually most are not. And this proof I have got from my inbox. They stick to inbox. They don't go beyond inbox ever. They're always there. This is why I think the more people like us write and communicate with them, the more courage they will get.
I totally agree with this, because even I have witnessed this. Once I started talking about my therapy sessions, and that I was going to therapy, I was seeking help.
Yes.
When once I started talking about it, there were so many people who dropped a message to me in my inbox saying that we were inspired by you, and because you are talking so vocally about it, we are also encouraged to go and find a therapist and talk about our problems. And that kind of just gave me such a, I don't know, I was so overwhelmed कि यार मैंने सिर्फ एक 15 सेकंड का वीडियो बना के डाला है, and even that is able to pull people out of their shell. That's so yes.
So this is actually, to be honest, this is on us, women like us who have the courage to do this. Not everybody can. Even I have written a lot about my counseling sessions and my depression, and and how it affected my body. It was not just my mind, but how I was in so much pain because I was depressed, and how I treated myself, how I worked on myself. So many people like are suffering from pain, but don't know what. They don't know what is the pain about, because doctors can't put a finger on why is it happening. Thank God I had a doctor who said you are suffering from pain because it's all in your mind. The first day I was very angry. The first day I was definitely very angry with her, but with time I realized how right she was. So these are the few things that unless we share, most women, or why women, even men, most will not know all those stuff, especially the introverts.
Right. So now that we are talking about digital media and social media platforms, how has digital media helped you in creating this business from scratch to what it is now?
So my entire life is all about Facebook, not even digital media. It's all about Facebook. I'm not very active on any other media also. So my business started because I had the group, and that's where I got the confidence from, that I know a few women, but I'm not someone who promotes business in the group. I don't, it's like my business page has hardly 9,000 or 8,000 likes. Instagram has hardly 3,000 likes, and Facebook group has 75,000 members. So I'm not someone who talks about her business all the time. My client base is based mainly on the women who connect with my stories, who connect with my own experiences. Right. So they read my stories. They come sharing their stories with me. That's when they somehow find out that, okay, Vedadi is also into selling sarees. Okay, let me buy one saree from Vedadi. I don't know if you have seen or not, but everybody is into selling sarees these days. It has become very common since pandemic, because this became this is a little easier job, also to earn for ourselves and keep ourselves busy. So there is a huge competition that way. There is, unless I am offering something very exclusive, why will you buy from me? Your friend must be selling that, right? So that way I have lost many customers in the process, because they all became, sellers. They were my buyers, they became sellers. I have realized with time that I cannot look at a constant, client source. This is not what a person like me is looking at. What I'm looking at is women coming to me to share their stories. They are liking what I drape, or they are liking how I drape it, how a simple saree I'm draping. Because I don't always talk about, exclusive and expensive stuff, though I sell more expensive stuff now. But like right now I'm wearing a most simple cotton. So I'm not showing off that level, So I want people to connect with me, because I'm very simple. I don't earn as much as to always go for, 20,000 rupees sarees. So my level is also 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So this is the level that I need people to see, and those people to be able to connect with me who don't have much as of now. That's what I do. I'm not a businesswoman per se. I think I'm a storyteller.
We are stories. Every person is a story unto themselves. And when we share ours, they share theirs, and that's how connections are built. So it's probably the best way you could set up your establishment.
That's what I enjoy, honestly. Constantly talking about sarees and the price and the fabric. I'm not that textile person, to be very honest. But to me, saree is something that gives me confidence. Yeah. So this is how I have actually connected it all. I don't know how to put it in words, but like it's a total umbrella, women, sarees, how you think, how you talk, how you feel. From this group, while doing this group, I also did my counseling diploma, so that I can connect with women more, understand their problems more. So everything has been very connected in last 6-7 years that I have been doing.
I read your profile on LinkedIn. I think there you mentioned that you are also a counselor or a trainer, basically.
Yeah, I did my diploma in counseling. I'm also doing my MA in psychology, which is almost over. So this is also one thing that I did only because of the group. This was not on my list ever to do psychology.
Amazing. Yeah, I am a big fan of psychology and counseling, and this is something that even I want to do, at some point in my life.
Sure, you must.
Human nature is something, that just kind of blows my mind, and I really, really want to understand it.
Yeah, it is. It is very, I see myself as a very different person since the time I have, learned understanding. Of course, I miss a lot. Even today, I don't understand it all, but, it's a very different world out there, when you understand how the other person is thinking and why is the person thinking.
Why, right, exactly, And I'm sure
it's a very different world.
You understand yourself also, like a lot better. Why you are doing something.
A lot. I have calmed down a lot since the time, I have understood why I become restless, what thoughts keep me restless and all. Now I'm aware of, even if I'm feeling very anxious, I know why I'm anxious, and that helps me calm myself down.
Right.
This has helped me a lot.
Achha, now that you have spoken about how you share your experiences and your life stories with other people to connect with them, this is something that I have also been thinking about ever since I started my channel and started putting my life out there for people to see. There's always this fear of online stalkers or cybercrime or all of those unpleasant people who come to you when you are in the limelight. So how do you deal with it? Do you think that we should always hold back on something and only share a little bit of it? How do you deal with it?
It's a very complicated question, to be honest. I'm not very scared of cybercrime. I don't know why. I never give it a thought. I'm not at all scared of it. But yes, unpleasant people around, stalkers, jealousy, criticism. I have faced it a lot, like in abundance. I would say it has come down now, to be very honest. It has come down now, but I get to know from here and there the gossips about me, Sometimes I'm like shocked to know, okay, this is also they're talking about and in such a tone. So these things still happen. These don't bother me as much, but initially it was very difficult. I won't deny that, because, you have been a very protected child, and then you suddenly come out in the open and you share your stories, and you think your stories will be accepted by the world also as it was accepted by your parents and relatives and closest friends, but it's not. So you say one thing, it is tweaked in other way, and then it goes out to the world in a very different language. So I have faced a lot of criticisms with the group, because I would say one thing, they would make it a very different narrative, and they would just throw it out like anything. And then the entire Facebook, I would see, so many people writing against me. Even today, while I was draping the saree, I was thinking of one such incident that happened in 2017, I guess. I don't know why this saree reminded me of that unpleasant incident. And I thought that, okay, after the session is over, I'm going to write about that now. I think I'm in a better mental space to write about this after 6 years. The trauma that I, went through then.
Right.
Yeah, I have cried a lot. I have, worried.
Right.
But with time, you develop a skin, right? You develop a hard skin. Yeah. So it doesn't bother me as much anymore.
I think that's the only practical or pragmatic solution there is, that you know, don't let it bother yourself, because that is never going to stop. It's not going to stop.
Yeah, it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do, you know, how much you do good for someone, if that person wants to criticize you, he or she will.
They will. Yes.
You can't do nothing about it. That's when my counseling helps now. I can still empathize with those people. Initially, I used to get very angry. Now I know, okay, this is where you are coming from.
That's actually pretty insightful. We are coming to the end of our session, and the last thing that I want to ask you is, do you have any advice for people out there who are just starting up their business? Do you want to say something to these people who are beginning their journey and are very scared or uncertain about it?
So I can only say how I look at it, right? And I don't know how many will understand my perspective here, but like I said, I am always someone who, you know, who knows that this is what I have and this is what I can achieve from this.
Right.
So once I have 100 rupees, I will try to make it 120. Once I have 120, then only I can make it 160, right?
Right.
So the first day, if you think that with 100 I'll make 160, then probably you will end up, you know, earning nothing. So take it slow, don't give up, you know, plan not as how the other entrepreneur is doing, but as your journey is, as your limitations are, as your capabilities are. I'm not at all a competitive person. I don't compete with even myself. So I think that makes my life a lot easier than many others. Because I'm always like, okay, today I have this much, so today I can achieve this much only. So I will only suggest that much.
Understanding your own capabilities and your limitations, and setting realistic and achievable goals.
Yes, real goals is very important. Even small goals. Small goals do help, you know. My goals have always been like, maybe, you know, March I need this much.
Right.
I'll see April mein dekhenge. March I need this much because these are the bills I need to pay. So I have to earn this much. So then March is gone. April maybe I'll need either more or less. There are times when I think, okay, I have earned enough to pay my bills and let me sit down. I also do that and invest that time with my children.
Right.
So I'm a very, very, you know, careless person that way. So, so if someone is very ambitious, I don't think they'll be able to connect with me, because people think I'm very ambitious, but I think I'm a very laid back person. Very happy with very little.
Yeah, and this is something that I also want to achieve, right? Like, mental nirvana chahiye. We don't want to be like 24/7 Jeff Bezos बनना है या Elon Musk बनना है, नहीं. So you understand your own capabilities and your own aptitude, and you work accordingly.
Yes. Also business or anything, like कोई भी नौकरी हो, whatever. We may be working in the same position, but what your strength is and what my strength is can be totally different, right?
Different.
So knowing myself is the most important thing one person can do, to then set their goals.
Right, absolutely.
This is very important. Yeah.
Thank you, Veda. Thank you so much for
coming.
Thank you,
Monica.
Paid Forward. It has been amazing talking to you, and I wish you all the best with your journeys. And I will definitely put in one order of a saree with you, which you will customize for me, and you will tell me which.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Something very unique.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank
you so much. Nice talking to you. Bye.
I'm back. That was such an insightful conversation, right? And I don't really know how to explain it in words, but every time I see Veda sporting a saree, you know, I see her pictures, it makes me feel so happy. When I was doing a little bit of research for this video, I came across this article that said that even the colors and the patterns of the sarees initially used to signify a specific meaning. Did you know that? For example, white saree represents the state of mourning, and red signifies marriage and fertility. And the patterns and the motifs we see on sarees, like for example, the elephant represents water and royalty. A parrot represents passion. The imprint of the fish represents fertility and resourcefulness. That's so interesting, right? Nowadays, of course, we have a lot of different patterns. We have floral motifs and we have contemporary designs. But I really wish we knew these meanings. We had this knowledge that we had earlier about all of these colors and all of these motifs, especially for the younger generation, because it kind of makes me feel more in line or more in connection with my culture and our heritage. So beautiful, huh? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Did you already know all of these facts about sarees? Do you have a fact that I would like to know? Let me know in the comment section below, and please tell me what kind of sarees and what kind of designs do you like. If you are one who loves sarees and loves authentic handloom, please go ahead to the description section of this video, where I will be leaving the links to all of Veda's social media handles and all of her pages, where you can get yourself a customized saree. Before you head out, please like, share and comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon so that you are notified whenever new videos are uploaded. Thank you so much for joining me today and talking about this wonderful fabric. I'll see you next time. Until then, love and light to you. Bye bye.